There is a piece of news that has been widely circulated today. It says that 5 states have increased their income in India. First, it lists Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Odisha, Jharkhand and Karnataka. And on the other hand, it says that 5 states have revenue deficit. It includes Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, West Bengal and Punjab. So, these 5 states are said to be the backward states in India's economy. That means, based on this data, Tamil Nadu is said to be in the second place from the bottom. Now, this raises a big question. If Tamil Nadu is second from the bottom list, then how can anyone say that Tamil Nadu is a developing state and it is one of the best states in India? To create such doubts, this data is being widely circulated. Especially a channel called Tamil Janam, which is a BJP supporter channel, also shared this data on its page. Not only this channel, many of the BJP supporters have been sharing this information. Even Andumani Ramadas has said that DMK government is ruining the Tamil Nadu's economy. But here's the point. This data wasn't given by anyone. It actually comes from the CAG, which is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So now the real question is, what data did the CAG actually give? And is it true that Tamil Nadu is really in the second last position in India's economy? Let's get all the answers. Welcome to Youturn and this is Nandini Madheshwaran. The CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, releases a report called State Finances of 2022-23. This report gives the financial status of the states that have changed over the last 10 years. But here's the catch. The figures that are shared are only from one part, which is known as revenue deficit. But people are twisting to claim that Tamil Nadu is failing. So first we must know what is revenue deficit. Every state has two important accounts in every budget. One is revenue receipt and the other is revenue expenditure. So revenue receipt is the income of the state. It includes taxes, duties and central shares and all the income that comes to the states. And on the other hand, we have revenue expenditure. It is the spending of the government like daily basis, especially for the salaries given to the employees and pension given to the retired employees and subsidies, welfare schemes and whatever we are enjoying like the schemes like Tamil Pudalvan, Nan Mudalvan and the free bus schemes and Magalir Udavi Thogai and all these things in which the government is spending comes under the revenue expenditure. The only exception is the government spending for the infrastructure and some of the development projects will not come under revenue expenditure. Now, let's come to revenue deficit. If a state spends more than it earns, then the gap is called as revenue deficit. Here, the deficit is said to be in Tamil Nadu by the CAG report. The other thing is revenue surplus. If a state spends less than it earns, then there is a revenue surplus. When Uttar Pradesh is said to be having a larger revenue surplus, it only means that their expenses are less than their income. And when Tamil Nadu is said to be having a revenue deficit, it means that it spends more than its income, especially on social welfare. But here people may ask, if the state spends less than it earns, then it doesn't mean that the state has proper financial management and control over unnecessary expenses. In that case, doesn't Tamil Nadu's position from the second last from the bottom shows that Tamil Nadu's economy is being destroyed? So here's the answer for this question. According to the CAG report of 2023, the total revenue deficit of Tamil Nadu was said to be 36,215 crores. But here's something important to note. This report covers only up to March 2023 and not the present day. By that time, DMK government had been in power only for less than 2 years. But Andumani Ramadas blames entirely for all these numbers, which is misleading. Now let's look at the trend over the years. During the year of 2020 to 21, during the corona period, the revenue deficit shot up to 62,326 crores because the government has to spend a lot on healthcare and relief. In 2021 to 22, the deficit came down to 46,538 crores. In 2022 to 23, it further reduced to 36,215 crores. So, over the last 3 years, the deficit has been steadily decreasing. If we go back 1 year before, that is 2019 to 2020, before the DMK came into power, the revenue deficit was said to be 35,998 49 crores, which is almost the same as today's figure. And remember, at that time, Anbumani Ramadas was in coalition with the ruling ADMK government. So, the numbers prove something very different. Under the ruling government, the revenue deficit has been declining year by year. Here, we can say that there is a clear improvement in Tamil Nadu's financial management. Now, let's look at Uttar Pradesh. Earlier, we saw that Uttar Pradesh has a revenue surplus of 37,000 crores, meaning that they have not spent this amount. But here's the reality. If we check the last 10-year report of Uttar Pradesh, the UP has always consistently maintaining the revenue surplus. This is not something new or sudden. Only during the corona period of 2020 to 21, they had a slight revenue deficit of 2,300 crores. Apart from that, it has always been maintaining a consistent surplus. Now let's compare Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh more closely using the CAG report. In 2022 to 2023, Tamil Nadu's total revenue was said to be 2,43,749 crores. Out of this, its total revenue was 1,50,223 crores. That is 61.6% of the total revenue. Now let's see Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, on the other hand, had a total revenue of 4,17,642 crores. At first glance, it looks like UP is earning much more than Tamil Nadu. But we must remember one thing. UP's population is 24 crores compared to the Tamil Nadu's 8 crore population, which is nearly 3 times bigger. So naturally, UP's income is also higher. UP's own revenue was 1,74,087 crores, whereas Tamil Nadu has 1,50,223 crores. That means UP's own income was only slightly higher, but here's the catch. This is only 41.7% of their total revenue. So, how do they show such a big revenue figure of over 4 lakh crores? The answer lies in the union government shares. Tamil Nadu received 38,731 crores from the union government, which is only 15.8% of its total revenue. Uttar Pradesh, on the other hand, received 1,60,745 crores, which is 40.6% of its total revenue. This means UP's surplus is not from the proper financial management. Its surplus is only because of the massive share that it receives from the union government. And why does Tamil Nadu appear to have a revenue deficit? That is because this state spends highly on the social sectors like health, education, welfare and schemes that directly benefit to the people. Especially in civil supplies, Tamil Nadu is the only state that spends maximum amount in India, which is about 13,768 crores, where UP spends only 2,294 crores. The other thing is central government schemes. For example, under the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, that is school education scheme, the union government promised to give 2,152 crores, but it never released the amount. And the entire spending was bared by the state government. Similarly, in projects like Metro Rail, the promised central funds were not released and the state has to bear all the cost. This pattern keeps repeating. The center launches the centrally sponsored schemes, but when the amount is not released or reduced, the state government is forced to spend all the amount from its own revenue. So, the difference here is clear. UP's surplus exists because of union shares and Tamil Nadu's deficit exists because it spends often on the people-oriented programs and often covering the center's shortfall. With the introduction of GST, the financial powers of the states has been reduced. Because of this, Tamil Nadu is facing losses nearly 10,000 to 20,000 crores every year. This is something that the state government itself has officially announced many times. Another factor is natural disaster. For example, the recent floods that happened in Thoothukudi, Tirunelveli and often in Chennai. When these natural disasters keep on happening, the union government failed to release its promised funds. This also puts an extra burden on the state's finances. So, when you put all these factors together like GST, lack of central support and natural disaster expenses, they naturally create a revenue deficit. But here's the important point. Does the revenue deficit only decide whether the state's economy is stronger or weaker? No. Take Bihar as an example. Bihar's revenue deficit is only about 11,288 crores. Does that mean Bihar is a developed state? Obviously no. In fact, Bihar's own revenue is only about 25% and more than 55% of its total revenue comes from union shares. So yes, revenue deficit is a indicator of state's financial condition, but it doesn't mean that the revenue deficit state has a collapsed economy. If we look at Tamil Nadu's numbers, in 2020 to 21, the revenue deficit was said to be 3.49% of the state GDP. But in 2025 to 26 budget, this has been just reduced to 1.17%. This shows a huge improvement. Instead of highlighting these things, many are claiming and many are twisting the data that Tamil Nadu's economic status is being deteriorated. But the truth is, Tamil Nadu's deficit is well within the safe levels and the state is actively working on to reduce the revenue deficit. So, on one side, the union funds are not being released properly, and on the other side, many parties claim that Tamil Nadu still faces revenue deficit. But one thing is clear, if the state faces revenue deficit, it doesn't mean that it has a poor financial management. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.